welcome to Two Wheels Tuesday. Let's have a stroll around, see what we can see. Nice tidy GS. Well, that's a bit tidy, the old Norton, isn't it?
That's it, yeah, exactly, yeah. Otherwise, you ain't got to stand it very long.
I love his air filter. You seen the air filter?
Yeah, you can buy them. Yeah, I believe you can, yeah.
There's a little metal cap on the end of the carburetor with probably some mesh.
Yeah, yeah.
Filtering the air. Really good.
Yes, okay, yeah. Good. Yeah. Well, I had a mystery fault. It took me about a year to...
Early boys. F800 GT, your BMW. The Suzuki scooter thing. Triumph Tiger. Old Bond. That's nice. Look at that. Yeah. How you doing? All right?
He changed that. That did have an RXS 100 engine in it.
No, I've just already seen him. I've seen my garage, my shed at the bottom of the car.
He's got me 5 on.
Yeah, he told me that. I've been putting him straight on oils.
He has, and I should be ordering that as soon as I get home.
Yeah, bloody good stuff.
What's that?
Exol, 2-stroke.
Oh yeah.
Fantastic stuff. But I swear by it. Absolutely swear by it. But, and most people do.
No, well that's going to be my convert.
Additive X1, which
yeah,
I use that. I put it in the petrol.
Yeah, I use the Activate.
Yeah.
We've been using Activate for probably nearly 40
That's a
years.
friction
Reducer.
Yeah,
That's right. That's right. But yeah, it's very good stuff. That is.
It is. Yeah.
You know,
You'd be surprised how quick your engine spinner. You feel it.
I know. Well, I'll put it this way. When we used to drag race, we had an RD400 pulling 9.8 second quarters, and the bloke who beat us, we sussed out, was putting bloody Activate in his, you bastard, and he was getting, you know, a tenth of a second faster than us. We couldn't work out why. That's all it was. You know.
Fair.
But, and he ended up being sponsored by him, and he was a quick rider.
That's a lovely thing, isn't it?
I bet that's
I bet that does, but someone has spent a lot of time on that.
Yeah, I have.
Is that yours?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. What is it?
I love it when they say that. It's a motorcycle.
I know.
Read down the side, it'll tell you exactly what it is.
Actually, when I
The Laverda.
I said Laverda, I thought it was a joke.
Yeah. Everyone thinks every trick will come out of the Laverda battery for a joke. Yeah.
That is awesome.
Level is in the detail, as I say.
And the details are many.
Because if you look at the proportions of it, it's very fine, very fat. Do you know what I mean? Chunky. Yeah, if you look at an early...
the tank is really fat.
Yeah, very first. And they were the first ones to do that.
Yeah.
You know, tankers.
And if I'm perfectly honest, I've sat in a car, bloke, all done like that, you look too big, tank too big. I bought GS6R instead.
Yeah.
But that's what's the yeah. You put it on here.
Yeah, but the Jota engine is very distinctive, isn't it? Yeah. When I first come up and I looked at it, I thought, well, I couldn't recognise any of this.
No, that's why I done it like that.
Yeah.
You see, because everyone has a silver engine.
Yeah.
So I done a
It's
black.
lovely, isn't it, Joe?
It's very yellow.
That's this man's. I know, but you love yellow. That's your favourite. Your motorcycle is also yellow. You could be the yellow people that like yellow together.
Yeah, but
I think that is awesome. Don't you?
Very custom.
It is awesomely custom. Just like the more you look, like the little indicators, obviously LED sneaky LED things there. Yeah, let's get in there with the camera for a closer look at the shop, at the spring and all the gear.
I've never seen the original.
That is lovely.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a little walk around and see some more, but that is a work of art, sir.
Thank you very
A
much.
work of art. That is honestly lovely.
I'm an artist, but it's mainly piss.
No, but I really, really think you've done an amazing job on that.
Yeah.
There's not another one,
There's 5 in the world.
but there's not another one that looked like that.
No, not true.
That's what I'm saying. You've made that.
When you paint it orange, do you honestly think I'm going to paint a Laverda orange? Christ, it's a bit too obvious, isn't it?
Yeah, it is just going to become a Laverda immediately.
Yeah,
That's why I took a second look at it. 'Cause
Yeah. But when I painted it, I decided I'm going to have like 3 colours. There's 3 cylinders.
Yeah.
You know, and then everything's in 3. But 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and they all join up. 1, 2, 3. Everything's in 3s because it's a triple.
Yeah.
If you kind of go with the flow, you've got to stick with it.
You can't have too much. Sometimes they get too much.
You can over-egg the mix if you ain't careful. But you've got to remember when I built that, the Street Fighter thing was a big thing back then, you know, and everyone was like one-upmanship. So you've got to try and draw on your resources to do something interesting.
Do you remember Johnny Witt?
It is.
I do.
Cadbury Fizz.
Yeah, I remember it very well. Yeah, I remember it very well.
That's what I reminded me.
I want a real bright, or proper yellow, not a wishy-washy, or a proper blue. Anything had to be a proper colour.
Yeah, no, that is honestly, that is a work of art. Worth coming if it was worth coming just to see that. I'll put it like that.
I love going to my garage. I'll tell my missus that.
Well, I'll see you guys in a bit.
Yeah, mind you go.
Thank you. I spent extra time with that because that was very, very nice indeed. A couple of Ducatis. They're nice as well, aren't they?
So clutch brake bird, 300.
Very nice. Here's the Suzuki GS X 1100. Not 2 of them because that looks similar, but I'm looking at it and I thought the other one was shinier. It is, that is different. That is a different bike. There must be 2 of them. It's got like the, what do you want to call it, bungee cord string ding 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 around the brake and things. Yeah, that's definitely a different one. Love it though with the nice
But it's very heavy.
they are that is like carrying many heavinesses in one thing. Yeah, but I mean, they get down the road, honestly, I make poo come out your trousers. Yeah, beast. He's got a fold-up seat on his chair, look. Lovely. Come to your motorbike meeting and come prepared with a chair for sitting down on. I love it. Ingenuity. I won't be. That is huge, isn't it? That is. He's killed. Some flies died in the getting here. Look at that. That is a killing of flies. I arrived promptly. Flies died. Look at that. Expect to see that poking out of the top of a lorry cab. Proper big. That's a massive turnout. Massive. Worth the ride. Very much worth the ride.
Come back.
And then an orange Laverda, non-modified thing, very nice. On Sealy, look at that. It's a nice little Honda racing bike from the era. B-plate, that's 76, something like that. This one is for sale, we'll get that one advertised for somebody. Genuine low mileage. call Richard 07860 208045. Have a look round, Ducati.
Yeah.
It's a nice thing. Yeah, so if you're interested in a Ducati, give Richard a buzz. I'm sure he'll be most pleased to hear from you. $754. Super nice condition. T77, is it? Something like that. Another Laverda. You don't see one, then you see a lot. Truly lovely thing. Cool, Jack. Kajova. Ducati lump.
Clean looking 754. I don't think the Honda bike falls like the 554, 754, like the most common bikes you see.
Yeah, I'd agree. But they were the Honda CB, I think it stood for city bike, didn't it? That's the reference.
Everyone needs a 750 city bike.
Yeah, they like the city bikes. A comfortable bike. But I definitely think they were a city bike.
Some guy with a big hammer's welded to make the
Don't forget something.
Yeah, you know. Exactly, yeah.
Oh, is it just a ton? If we walk around this, we'll be here all afternoon on the camera. We'll just have a little wander around some of it, I think. Obviously, as people come and go, we'll miss a few, but yeah, what a lot of people. What a lot of people. Look at that thing. I've seen one of those. The Suzuki monkey bike thing with humongous tyres. The big Bridgestones. Coming in and going. GPZ 900R. You've got everyone here on your learners, right the way through to your advanced, and everything in between. Just a lovely mixed bag of people all come out to enjoy the sun. And a lovely day it is too. How can you argue with this? Could be anywhere in the world today. Unfortunately, we're in Norfolk, England, because it's nice and sunny, and a motorbike event on. Oh, look at this. Cool beans, that is. Love it. And someone's turned up on that badass beastie. What a cool thing. Front wheel drive, get you down the road. Lovely. You're looking at the BMW with the giant engine overhang. I mean, that is some bloody lump, isn't it?
I was supposed to think, if you like have an accident or fall off, the first thing that gets damaged
Is the end of that, yeah.
It's not the last thing that got damaged.
Especially with the weight of it, you got to push it home if you've damaged your engine. No, not damaged engine. Nice little Harley.
And then you see that RD525.
And, well, the blue one.
Yeah, it's an RD525. That.
I will go and investigate that more thoroughly. I didn't see it, I glanced across now and saw it. Whether my camera saw it and I didn't. Let's walk that way. Because that is, I'm going to call rocking horse shit when I see it. RD525 there, look.
Full exhaust. Rather odd.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? And there's a lovely little Suzuki. I just want to quickly poke my camera on and all. The GT750. Wicked cool.
On that.
As I should imagine, he's used the whole tube, and that stuff goes a long way. Honda, we'll see one like that, white. That is. I'll say one off, but I'll see one in white. So that's a 2-off. Unless it's specifically Honda made. But I don't think so. If you know, let me know. Cool. Lots of people coming, lots of people still slipping in. And there's a few lipping away. Obviously the early guys that got here, and people who've been phoned up by their wife to tell them lunch is on the table in half an hour and get yourself home. Any wise person will have used the hot dog facility.
Oh, brother, about the same time as me.
So the Ice Queen doing a roaring trade. No doubt see them tomorrow at Wicked Weedy Wednesdays.
The bars are higher. They raised them when it went into the used to be.
Got the Indian saddlebags on there. Uber comfy. That's a lot of boy. Not here, you can't, no.
What's that, like illegal, is it?
If you look at the drone map, there's old Buckingham airfield is literally behind here,
yeah.
and it looks on there like a four-way entry point. So there's 4 ways to fly in or out of the airfield, and this is slap bang in the middle of that.
You had to find that out, didn't you?
Well, you just look on the app, and it tells you where the. You can just go on a map of, you know, wherever you want to fly. So if I were to go tomorrow to, I don't know, Grimsby, I could go to Grimsby on the map, zoom around, and just see the viability. You know, there's certain places
I was really impressed the way that just sort of like, you know.
The gimbal's really good on the front of that, and the way it sort of holds itself in the wind and keeps it level is really clever.
Yeah.
Really clever. But something to remember is that on a windy day, it won't fly back if you fly it away, because it won't be able to fly against the wind. So like coastal flights, when I've taken up towards the beach, you're flying it around on the cliff tops all right, but you get right near the edge and there's like a big wind updraft that comes up, and that can catch the drone out and put it into a pickle. So it's just, yeah, watching out. And birds are another thing. They try, and seagulls and things try and like boss it out of the way. I think they're like, you're not supposed to be here.
They're big old birds.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. They are. And when they come at you, them beaks are pretty sharp. You'd say, there you go, here's the rest of my chips.
Yarmouth the other day on Hill.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I took a ride down there. I've literally just got the RXS back on the road, treated myself to the aftermarket exhaust on there to.
I like it when you do your video. I sort of all speeded up.
Well, otherwise you get so much footage that a lot of people wouldn't want to watch.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's just, you know, like on the journeys and bits, everyone knows where you're going. It's slow it down in Yarmouth and bits there.
But you can't do the Benny Hill music on it.
Well, again, this is the thing.
That's copyright, isn't it?
Yeah. If your music is on a minute or under, you can nick the music off of pretty much anything you want and put it on. That's why a lot of people do like the shorts and other things on TikTok, because you can get away with a minute and a half of nicked music, but they supply it. And if you listen carefully, it's similar, but it's not quite. They've altered some stuff to make it legally fit.
Yeah.
But I suppose what they get is a minute of licensed music, and after that it becomes you have to pay a fee. I'm not quite sure, but YouTube are well grumpy. You know, like for example, if I'm walking around here and there's a person on like a Harley with the radio on, that'll come up with I haven't bought that music, and it'll kick the video off. It's or you have to mute it.
Spoil it really.
Well,
there's a lot of people who do these, but they don't do any commentary, and I find that quite boring.
Well, I try and do a bit, but it's hard to. I keep thinking of things to say. You know, I walk round. Thing is, if you spoke about every single bike you went past, you'd never get round. But I mean, you just.
What do you want interest? Just like up over there with that Laverda.
Yeah, well, he spoke to me as soon as I arrived about two-stroke oil and bits, and I shall get some of that Exol oil in and use that, because if he's recommending it and he knows his bike, but he liked his two-strokes, and that's
He said he was going to bring the RD350 down. Decided against it. Chambers in. There's a few here, you know, but there's only one Laverda as far as I know.
That was just something special.
Oh, it was. Back in like the 70s, we were saying that was like Egley, Spondon, you know, Harris, you know, if you had a Z5 and stuck that frame around it, you know, done the brakes and everything, you were, you know, beating everything with it. That's what I used them in the racing. But over the years, you know, you just didn't see them, you know, it's become less and less.
No, it's just nice to see something a bit different. I've seen. You don't often see it. You either see a genuine old this is what it is now bike, or something that's absolutely showroom condition and mint. There's not a lot in between, is there?
No. So I like that. That's nice, isn't it? Details used, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's exactly right. It's used, so
it's got depth exhaust on. It's got to sound nice. And used to see them 10 a penny around, you know. But look how tall it is.
Yeah.
I'd need a lad to get on that one. And then you got like the Hungary over there, you know what I mean? And that's just too nice to take out. I prefer something much usable.
Yeah, for sure. I think that is the thing. I mean, like the KR1 I've got, you keep hearing all these scare stories about people riding two-strokes, and have you done this? And I go on the forum, and have you changed all of this? Have you changed all of that? And you think, well, I shit myself now for riding the bloody thing, because no, I haven't done all them things. And if I put it into someone to do all them things, I've probably bought the bike a second time.
You've got to do an awful lot of stuff yourself now. You can't afford to go to a dealer, and if you go to like a smaller outfit, you know, like ABC motorcycles or, you know, Dandy D's or something like that, you know, it's X amount for an hour, and you know what I mean. So the bill is going to be a lot, but if you do it yourself, that's just your time.
Well, that's it. That's what I'm.
And you learn over the years what you can do. You know, a lot of it's simple, and you know. You don't need a manual, you don't guess it a lot of the time, don't you?
Well, that's if I'm honest with you. Well, I bought a load of, when there've been bikes come up, there's been obviously like the job lots of, you know, I've got a spare engine, a spare other bits, and I've just bought extra things.
See, years ago, there's lots of breakers about.
Yeah,
you know, there was one on Drayton Road.
I used to go out to Gorston.
Yeah,
quite a lot.
Yeah.
Gary, was it Gary? Cool, what was his name? Gary something out of Gorston.
Yeah. Those places aren't. They're all like online now, aren't they?
Yeah.
You know, they're not an actual physical place.
No, that's right. No, that is right. You know, not like when you could go around and just go in there and take the bits and they'd sort you out there and then it.
Sounds nice.
That does. Sounds lovely.
Depth expansion chamber pipe on there. They were nicked pipes.
All he needed was a fat screwdriver and a. You know, that's all they seem to do. You look round and all the the ignition holes had massive screwdriver holes in, didn't they?
Bang and
yeah, it's good.
It's massive.
Yeah,
this is the first time here for me.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I only got the bike last year, and I've been just looking on YouTube, and there's several people who I know follow. You know, included. And that's what's got me interested in it. And you know, you look on the map, you go, well, it's not far, I'll just try that.
That was half the reason I was doing it, because the thing is, you come to a lot of these places and they've died off over time because a lot of the bikers that used to come have got old or haven't come anymore. And it's one of those things, if you, years ago, you knew you had a bit of time and you'd make that plan. But it seems like the more technology you have, I've got a phone, I can ring and make an excuse now. Whereas back in the day, you say, I'll see you in the Bell Saturday at 8. Well, you'd be in the Bell Saturday at 8.
You parked your motorbike opposite Zach's, did you?
Yeah.
That's where I parked mine.
Yeah.
But there weren't many places to market Zags. Do you know what I mean? There weren't many places. We used to park outside the ABC as well. That was a popular place.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Because the internet has changed all that. There was no bike meets like this with me, kids. You know, none. You know, not this size. You know.
No,
unless that was a show. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. No, this one's good because you get a lot of people from different necks of the woods come here. Another really good one to go to is the Wicked Wheels Wednesday. It's a little bit further away. It's at Methwold. Okay. If I was going on my RXS, I'd go out on the Wharton Road. And I'd go out all the way to the top of Wharton, and you come up to the, is it the 1065, I think it is, which is the Swaffham Road. Turn left, go down there, you come to Methwold, and then go through towards Brookville, and it's Fendix Fishery, and it's a massive fishing lakes, really picturesque place, and I don't mind because it's a good hour of riding there. It's an hour of riding back. You know, here's nice on the.
You put your drone up there, didn't you?
I did.
Yes, that's where I remember it from. But I know it's a fisheries, but when you put your drone up, you can see where all the lakes were. Yeah.
Again, you're right on the boundary there because of RAF Feltwell. Yeah. And I put my drone assist on, and literally, if I'd have gone the other way a little bit, I'd have been in the trouble. So you got to be careful where you're flying. Yeah. But yeah, it's a nice ride out, and it's a nice venue if you want to eat. I'll be fair, it's some biker meets you go to, and it seems, you know, just a biker meet, and there's some place you go to, and it's more of a family thing, and it feels more like the same.
This is a bit industrial here.
This is the same as the Crazy Horse on a. That's a good one. On the first Thursday of every month, they have. Yeah. There's a video on my channel from last year where I went down there, and they take over the whole industrial estate.
It's just cars there. Well,
yeah,
like that.
Yeah, the American cars.
Interested in cars.
I love it. I love the cars.
Especially
as well.
the Yankee stuff.
Yeah, I just old sort of 70s, 80s, just from when my sort of era, which are the
Do you follow the all-year-round motorcyclist?
Yeah.
He's brilliant. He say everything's marvellous. It's when he come on, I call him Mr. Marvellous on here. Yeah, that bike over there is marvellous. I say, I can't all be marvellous. I'd love it, but one day he'd just say, look, that's a dog of a bike, don't buy it. Yeah, it's just nice. Yeah, it's mountain's nice. Yeah, nice.
Well, that's it. Is you know, even if you came on your own, there's people here to talk to us.
See, the smaller ones, though, you get to know the people who come all the while.
So this is the thing, you see, on a I can't remember if it's on a Thursday or a Friday. I'm pretty convinced it is on a Friday, but there's one the other way near Dis. And if you go towards Dis,
yeah, I see someone writ something down.
It's called the Billingford Bottle Pub, and
my mum used to go to Dis.
You go down to Dis, and then you get onto the 143 to take you through to Yarmouth.
Yeah.
So you get to the Skull roundabout, then Dis, turn left, and it's I don't know, a mile and a half on the right hand side. There's a huge lay-by and a bit of a car park and a little pub there, but that get a reasonable turnout. And I the last time I went down the A140 to get to it, and then I came back through Halston, Bungay, and then back down the Bungay Road. And that's a really nice thing. You've done a big. I don't mind going out and getting on a ride. It's like my mate Mark. He only lives in Wyndham, so you don't bother coming here because it's by the time you whack all your gear on, you're only doing 5 minutes on the bike. But he'd ride across to go to, you know, these other ones. I'm going with him perhaps tomorrow to.
Smokehouse,
yeah, well, the smokehouse again. It's if you're going from Wyndham, the smokehouse is a good journey.
That is, yeah.
You know, and they've gone on the back roads.
Yeah, you really want 40 minutes, don't you? You know, walk the bike up. And,
yeah.
You know,
well, it's just nice to get into all the boots and all the gear and make the effort. You want to be out. I mean, I enjoy the riding a lot, you know, and walking around and having a look at bikes is lovely, but I'm always really looking forward to getting back on and having another ride.
Yeah, you do what I call equal portions of one and the other, you know what I mean? Because I've seen some videos and they get on the bike and that's like 90% I was just getting there and you think, well, this is rubbish, you know, and then the other ones, some boring fart yapping along, you think, oh no, I can't watch this. You've got to be right proportioned. you know, you got to have the ride there and you got to have the ride back, and that's why you do that, speed it up.
Yeah.
I recognise when you go past mine, up the bag.
Oh, well, that's nice.
You go down Reefham Road, don't you?
Yeah, well, it's one of those things. It's nice to see your own area on the thing, and you know, I always think that. When I was a kid, I used to watch like John Wilson fishing. Yeah, and that used to really entertain me because I could go there fishing because he's on my doorstep.
Right, yeah.
And you know, that's really nice. And again, well, I know that these pubs, they do well if people turn up. You have a bad day,
most of the week, you know. So this is brilliant for them.
Well, apart from I play pool, and you go into the pub to play pool, and if it wasn't for the pool team or the crib team, the pub's dead. Yeah, you know, unless they're doing food or they've got a 2 for 1
during the week, and open Saturday and Sunday.
Well, and it's so expensive. I mean, the electric bills and everything else. So I just try and put these on to see if you can get a few more people to turn up. Yeah. Hey, it's nice to see a few more people, but
did you go the Corston way to Reefham the other day?
Yes.
Pull up Rock.
Yeah.
Oh, I had to claim a bike when I got home. That actually shook the shit out of my bike and some bolts fell off.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Well, they come loose anyway. Yeah, it's just perfect. My next door neighbour said he was going to come tonight, but there's so many people there.
It's hard to spot even the people you come with, isn't it?
I know what bike he's got, but he's got 4. So
what do you think of Mike's Olsen? Come and check her out. A little bit of playing around and.
Oh, that reminds me of
yeah, no, I'll go with that.
Yeah, Gianelli. Yeah, because you can like get a Micron Chrome.
I have got an all sport version as well.
But that reminds me of like we used to have the GT 750 and they used to have a 3-in-1 Piper.
Yeah.
And that was that proportion, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I bet that sounds better than a...
Oh, it sounds fancy. Really nice. Yeah.
Because I don't like the little tinny, little canny end type expansion chambers.
It sounds okay. It sounds. I'd put a different kickstart on it to miss the exhaust.
Yeah.
Because it was a dead straight one on there before, obviously, and.
God, that just reminds me so much of mine. Really do. You know, I had mine in pieces so many times.
Well, they're just lovely to work on, aren't they?
Obviously, those wheels aren't standard because
they're not.
I had drum brakes at the front and back.
Yeah.
Well, I've got from the back, but you know, I didn't have the Comstar type. I had just the spokes. So, but yeah, you know, they were just so easy to look after and maintain. Seems so small, but I tell you something, they could shift along.
I'll be honest, I have more fun on that than anything else. I love it. Yeah. You're riding it, aren't you? If you come into the corner and you're just on the power band and you missed a bit, you're fucked. You might as well be the last person now because you missed your slot. And that's what I love about it.
But in and after there, you used to get the chain off, you used to take the head off, you used to polish the, you know, you used to take the carb off, clean all the carb, put it all back together. Nah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All the bikes now, they're so complicated.
You're taking more than that to get the plastic to get to it, won't it?
Yeah. All these used to suffer a little bit with them breaking there.
Yeah.
I remember over the 20 years I had a new tank, a new seat, 2 new side panels, new exhaust, new head. That was a bit like Trigger's broom in the end, yeah. You know what I mean? That looked nice, but that weren't original. That was just several. Because I know it wasn't original because I had a different key for that, different key for that.
The only one I've got that's on the original key is the blue one, which is that's the engine from.
Oh yeah.
And I put clear pipe on this time so I could see the oil was in it.
Yeah.
I've set the pump up at the moment because the engine hasn't been run for a long while. There's a little set of like washer shims that you can take off and put on inside the oil pump, which affects how much the pull is. Yeah. So I've put an extra washer in there just to give it a bit more. So she's a bit blue at the minute when I rev her up. Yeah. But I've done that because the engine ain't been run for ages. I've got a bit of extra 2-stroke in there. I think so.
Was what caused your piston?
Well, I think on the other one, this pipe here had kinked inside here, so it wasn't pulling through.
How you doing, old fruit? Good to see you.
Oh, Kev.
Sorry I'm butting.
No, you're well. How are you, bud?
Yeah, good, mate.
You on the Harley today?
No. I'm on the BMW today.
Oh, is that you, is it?
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, lovely. Let's have a look at your bike then, Kev. That's a machine, mate. I bet you noticed the difference riding that to the old Harley. I had that the other day on my bike. I put a nail in that, and I took my 1000 to Whitwell, and I pulled into the side because I'd had the camera up a little bit higher than I wanted to lower it down. Give it a fistful, but I was one hand on that. You can just, you know, don't matter, does it? You give it a fistful one hand, and you can still, doesn't matter. But yeah, I give it a fistful one hand, and I nearly fucking.
Is that yours or the boys?
No, that is mine.
That is yours.
That one there's Jack's.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's a nice thing as well.
Yeah, it's
isn't
lovely, isn't it? Him and his dad did that one up.
it? Yeah.
That's yeah, another premium example. But yeah, you see, he wants to go through it and do a little bit more to it. And
Is that bit RS?
that is the RS 100, yeah.
The RS 125, I did. A blue one.
Well, there's a suspicious blue one for sale on Facebook Marketplace. An S plate one, he want £3 for it. Now, I messaged the guy and said, I'm real interested, I'll come. He said, you have to make an appointment. So I said, all right, I'll make an appointment. I'll come Saturday, 9 o'clock. He said, great. I ended up going over to my chalet over on a Friday, and I messaged him and said, I'm in Yarmouth, so if you're about, I could come today if you like. If not, I'll come tomorrow. And it was really weird because the message came back as if like that was the first time I'd messaged him, and I thought, oh, you're a mug. So there's people out there.
Scam you or something?
Yeah, and that is it. It's still for sale, still £3.
Anyway, good to see you, Tim.
And lovely to see you, Kev. Yeah, lovely to see you.
See you again soon.
No doubt I'll see you fly past me on that. Whacking and a banging the Yankton Pro Vic.
Enjoying retirement.
I haven't really officially started it yet. I've tried starting it, but I've given the wife the year off so that she can chill out a little bit. She's been bashing hard, but she's got me cracking the whip, getting the chalet done. It's amazing how many ideas people have, isn't it?
No rest.
But yeah, I'm still about. I ain't going anywhere for the next 5 years. I'm still floating about.
We are missing Gemma, tell her. Definitely.
I will. Well, so you've told her now. She'll know.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Not the same service as it used to be.
Well, I apologise for that, but Chris is excellent.
Yeah, he's alright.
He's excellent. I'd rate him as a 9 out of 10. He needs to smile slightly more often, which is where he'd get his 10th point. But that's it. We're pretty much there.
No, I can't fault him. Everything's still working.
No, he'll do you proud. He only lives in Wyndham, so he's a good boy.
All right, nice to see you.
Nice to see you too, Kev. See you later. Take care, gents.
Yeah, I was that blue one. But when I spoke to you, I went on Facebook Marketplace and I just put in RXS 100. There's a lovely blue one in there for 1,500 quid.
The Neil King's one.
And then when I looked back the next day that went there, there was another one that was about 5, but I went after still.
No. Well, that one Neil had, so I bought that one from Neil. And that one had an engine rebuild or whatever done. So you know, but he's a nice gent. Does a little bit of motorbike trading, I think.
I done 40,000 miles on mine, and I only had one rebuild.
Really?
Just one rebuild, yeah. Just
well, that's what that other gentleman was saying. Yeah, it's down to the oil.
Yeah.
And so I'm convinced I'm buying some of that, and I'll probably let the boy use up my surplus guff oil. That I emergency bought from Wilco's.
We were talking about Alan Millyard and that X1.
But where did I go? I came straight back to my bike.
We like looking like.
I had a semi-lurker, and I thought I need to come back and examine my bike. So I've accidentally been studying with the camera on, featuring it heavily, whilst making mild conversations with Gary. Everyone's starting to peel off. We'll have to leave shortly, won't we? Because your light bulbs are dim.
You don't need coming shortly. Bikers have got a very funny sense of humour, mate.
They certainly have. They certainly have. Right, well, I'm going to call that a day for today down at the Two Wheels Tuesday. I hope you've all enjoyed the walk round, and we'll see you next time.
Let's go on the park quickly.
Pardon? saying?
Trying not to come past you too.
Oh, you make poo come out of my trousers, kid.
What